Yeah, hello all. Welcome back to Uncommon Geeks. My name is Vasanth. So, people who don't know me, I'm a content creator. I help people to clear their interview. And this is a series where most of you know we are doing a lot of mock interviews for the freshers. And yesterday also I did one interview. I think it'll be live. It's already live. Today I am interviewing Vijay. So, you'll hear about more from Vijay only. Vijay, can you please introduce yourself so that we can get started?
Yeah, I'm Vijay from. I'm currently in fourth year undergrad in metallurgical and medicine engineering at IIT Madras. So yeah, I'm currently giving interview for a DSA.
Yeah. So today we are Vijay. I'm testing Vijay's DSA skills. So Vijay is, as he mentioned, he's in IIT and he has. We were just interacting before this recording. He has solved more than 1,300 plus problems. So let's see how Vijay will face this interview. Okay, Vijay. Just before we get started with the DSA round, I have this practice of asking two common questions to almost every fresher or junior developers. Can you tell me what is time complexity in general?
Time complexity is like it's a time required for the program to run.
Okay. So let me give you an example then. So let's say we have a merge sort. Okay. Merge sort of yesterday also I was saying the same. So merge sort has 10 elements passed to merge sort. Correct? Before asking that, 10, can you tell me what is the time complexity of merge sort?
End log it's end
Correct.
log.
Absolutely. So merge sort you pass 10 elements. It will take some time to sort that elements. Let's say some millisecond. Correct. So you pass now 1 crore elements. Probably it will take 1 second to sort the entire list, entire that particular elements that you passed. So now in this case, what is the time complexity of merge sort? 10 millisecond or 1 second?
It's based on the number of the input. Basically,
Got it.
it's based on the input.
Sure.
So
So
if the input is 1 million, the time complexity is 10 milliseconds.
got it. Sure, sure. That is not the answer. Okay. Please read more about it after the interview. Audience, whoever watching, yesterday also I asked this, today also I'm saying, please check. That's not the how the time complexity works, but that doesn't make you any less. Okay. So now I'm sharing the question with you, Vijay. Okay. Can you? I'll give you share access as well. Okay. So, audience, whoever watching, the link to the question will be there in the description section. It's not an easy problem; it's a medium difficulty problem. So, this problem was recently asked in Google interview for fresher and 1 to 2 years of experience. I've taken this question from I think Glassdoor or LeetCode interview experiences. Okay, let's see whether Vijay can solve the problem. And audience, if you're seriously preparing for any product-based companies, so you can take this question also and start along with Vijay. The time duration to solve this problem is around 20 minutes. It's a medium difficulty question. 22 maximum is 25 minutes. Where first 5 to 10 minutes we spend on the approach, remaining time on the coding. So you guys can also start coding like how Vijay would do. Can you share the screen, Vijay? Please read the question, Vijay. It will go like this. You read the question, you understand the question. If you have any doubts, you can ask me. If you are clear about the question, you tell the approach to me, how you're going to solve the problem. Okay. Once we both fine with the approach, then you get started with the coding. Okay. So right now at the time of recording, it's 9:25. Completing this overall, we have maximum time of 25 minutes. Okay.
I'll reiterate the question whether it's if I understand check whether if I understand it correct or not.
Sure.
So I have initial supplies,
Yeah.
some ingredients, some elements.
Correct.
So if I need to use those supplies and make recipes.
Correct.
So for each recipe, we have an ingredient where if I have those ingredients only, I can make that recipe.
Correct. Yeah. So only thing you already read it. May the whatever the recipe that are prepared can become ingredient for something else,
Sure.
as you know. I mean, keep
Sure.
on getting added. Yeah.
Yes.
So
So let me
take
see.
1 or 2 minutes, come with the right approach, and let me know what you're gonna do. Okay.
So currently, I'm thinking of like DFS kind of approach,
Mm.
where initially I have some supplies. I
Mm.
can start with them.
Correct.
I'll iterate with the recipes
Mm.
and recipes. Let's say I'll refer recipes as R array. Is
Yeah.
that fine?
Sure.
Yeah. I'll iterate through the R array. So R. So if I have for each R for each recipe, if, I'll see the ingredients. If they are already in supplies,
Mm.
then I can prepare that,
Correct.
and I can add this recipe to the supplies,
Correct. Correct.
and then I'll iterate again. Like I'll keep on iterating. If I
Sure.
find if I can if I have all ingredients for that particular recipe, then I can prepare and I can add into the supplies.
Sure. What is the complexity that you're thinking? Time complexity of algorithm.
So if I firstly I'm thinking what I'm doing, I'm reiterating to the
Correct.
RNA.
So basically, you
And
iterate to recipes. Correct.
yes, yeah,
So length of
it will be order of n length of
correct.
the recipes,
Correct.
and for each uh, for each one I'm checking for the supplies. I'll be checking in the supplies if it is present or not.
Correct.
Basically, I'll have one multi set one set of string to check whether it's present in supplies or not.
Yeah. So
So
minimum
it will
the
be
complexity of this would be R into N. Minimum,
yes,
whatever you are
yeah,
suggesting, correct?
yes,
Because
yes, yes, yes,
ingredients again, you already know the ingredients, correct? You will extract
yes,
the ingredients and you will check the ingredients in the this array, correct?
yes,
But
yes.
again, I think it's not R into N, R into I into
So
N, correct?
R into I into log n basically. Like if I check in the set of string, it will be log n to check
Where is set of
each other.
strings? Supplies are also array, right? You will convert that
Like
into a set.
I can convert that into set, right.
So we'll convert that into a set, yeah, all
Yes,
unique, correct?
yes, yes, yes.
Okay. So you are in right direction, Vijay, but I would say probably you can optimize it even little further. Can you think of something? You are not totally wrong, but there is still scope for optimization.
Okay. So let me design some graph here. Let's say bread is dependent. If I if I have some dependency directed graph, so bread is dependent on yeast and flour, and sandwich is dependent on bread and meat. Bread, sandwich, meat. So okay. So can I do like this? Can I do kind of stop or sort?
Hmm.
So I'll have dependencies for each recipe.
Correct.
So initially I have this initially I have supplies.
Correct.
So if I start with supplies,
Hmm.
whenever I'll okay. So whenever I traverse through that particular recipe supply,
Hmm.
if the particular recipe is dependent on that, I'll remove that edge.
Hmm.
And if the dependency of that particular recipe is zero, then I can actually prepare that.
Hmm.
It's kind of directed graph, and it's basically topological sort in the directed graph.
Got it. Are you comfortable implementing this in 15-20 minutes?
Yes, I think I can try.
What will be the complexity? Do you think this is better than the previous one that you proposed?
Yeah, it should be better. It's kind of for preparing for making the graph. It will be order of n square, I guess. For each recipe, I need to have ingredients. It's order of n only,
Hmm.
and for traversing for the topological sort, it's order of n only. So it should be order of n.
Sure. Get started then. Okay.
Let me run three initial test cases.
Yeah.
Yeah. Should I
Can you? Yeah, yeah.
try to
Please submit.
submit?
Yes, yes. Please submit. Then we'll discuss the solution in detail.
Yeah. It's done.
Wonderful. Let's get back to the solution again now, Jay. Okay.
Yes.
Let's go through the solution step line by line. Explain me what is
Yeah.
happening.
Yeah. Yeah. So basically, what I'm doing here is like, so for each supply, I have initial supplies.
Correct.
So for each recipe, there is some ingredients which that particular recipe is depending on.
Correct.
So I need to make that recipes with the help of the supplies.
Correct.
So what I'm basically doing here is like, I know that each recipe is depending on the ingredients,
Correct.
depending on something at
Correct.
least.
Correct.
So I'm building the directed graph where the particular node is pointing to that their parents. Let's say here the bread is here in the first example. In the first example, here the recipes is bread and the ingredients are yeast and flour.
Correct.
So, so let's say I have three nodes as bread, yeast, and flour.
Correct.
So I will be pointing that it just has yeast to bread and flour to bread.
Got
Basically,
it.
what it means is like for bread, it has two in edges.
Got it.
That means two dependencies were there for bread.
Correct. Yeah.
So yeah, so I have the supplies. I'm starting with the supplies first. I'm basically for each supply if I encounter, I'll basically remove the edges which is pointing outward from there.
Hmm.
If I remove that, the basically so for that particular parent I'm removing the dependency one dependency.
Okay, this part I'm not clear. Can you elaborate a little more? Like yeast and flour have an inward edge to the bread. That part I'm clear.
Yes,
When you're gonna
yes.
remove the edges?
So let's say I'm given with the yeast floor and cone, right?
Correct.
So I'll in the initial queue here I'll be having all supplies. So
Correct.
I'll have yeast floor and corn.
Hmm.
So now if I pop here I'll get yeast.
Yeah.
So I'll see whether what all edges it's pointing to what are nodes it's pointing to.
Okay.
So let's say here yeast is pointed to bread.
Correct.
Here I use the degree, the map to store the degree where it stores that like for each node, what are the number of incoming nodes
Yeah.
pointing to that. That D represents the incoming the number
Correct.
of incoming nodes.
Hmm.
So let's say I have east in my hand now. Like let's say the S is east.
Yeah.
So now the from east it's pointing to bread.
Hmm.
So that means bread is depending on the east.
Correct.
So if I traverse the east, if I traverse the east, I can remove that edge from the bread.
Hmm.
So basically, I'm removing one edge which is pointing to bread. I'm decreasing one dependency for the bread.
Got it. Got it. Tell me now,
So
what do you
if,
think? Hmm. I got the
so if
gist. Hmm. Yeah. Please,
yeah
please.
if I
Hmm.
yeah, yeah. So if I have or if I had removed all the dependencies, all the ingredients, then I'll have the dependency as degree as 0. That
Correct.
means there is no incoming edge to the particular node. That means this implies there is no ingredient which is required. I have
Correct.
all ingredients,
Yeah.
so that I can prepare that recipe.
Got it. So whenever one particular recipe is already done, like yeast and flour, say you did the bread, correct? So the
Yes,
bread
yes,
can be used for the secondary for making something else, a
yes.
sandwich. So that how that is
Because
taken care. Hmm.
yeah, that is taken care of because I added that particular element which is already prepared in the queue. So
Yeah,
now if I encounter that, if I traverse that element, I'll remove those the edges which is depending on that recipe.
got it. Got it. So now the line number 10 to 17, right? So this is the for loop where you're forming the basic graph, correct?
Yes, yes, yes,
And actual processing is happening after line number 20, correct?
yes, yes.
Got it. So tell me now, what do you think is the time complexity here?
Yeah, here I'm using map here.
Hmm.
I can use another map, but map is basically another map sometimes give order of n square,
Hmm.
order of n complexity to check the
Yeah,
graph.
yeah,
It depends on the implementation. It's hashing basically. Another map is implemented in hashing.
yeah,
So I can trust that because it can give sometimes often
yeah.
time complexity. So I'm using map here, which is built on uh, red black trees and binary search trees. So it always its complexities are log n only.
Correct.
So here the time complexity log n uh, into the order of n, the number of recipes into the number of ingredients in each recipe
Yeah. So
into log n.
log n into the recipes into the ingredients, correct? R into I
Ingredients
into R into I into log n,
log
correct?
n, yes, yes.
Got it. And about what about the second part, the line number 20? So there you're processing.
Yeah, yeah, it's order of n. It's
Okay.
basically order of n
Again, gets
plus order of n
yeah,
plus order of n plus order of n.
correct. So supplies basically here in this case,
Yes, yes,
correct? So
yes,
kind of S plus R into N of log n, correct?
yes, yes, yes.
Okay, okay, got it. Which I just check after the interview. I think it can be further optimized, believe, as far as I have solved this in the past. Okay, definitely you can check out.
Okay,
But whatever you have come with is better than the initial solution that you proposed. You can stop sharing. Okay, so we'll
okay.
discuss few things that which I honestly feel that there's scope for improvement and what you are doing good. Okay,
Should I start
yeah,
my
yeah.
share?
Please stop sharing. Okay. So, like I mentioned, Vijay,
Yeah.
this is a problem by Google. Like I have read this, and I have also read it by Google engineer only, posting it some places where this question was asked. So good that you are able to solve. Couple of points on what are positive, Vijay. You very well know you already solved a lot of problems, so your problem solving intuition is very good. Like whenever you look at a problem, you can think of a multiple approaches because you have already solved so many problems, so which is good. So you have to keep it up. Okay. And
Okay.
second, also the way you quickly able to turn out from one approach to another approach, correct? So you propose, I said you can optimize it further. You thought to totally different approach, and you are able to solve the problem in that approach, which is very good. Third, your typing abilities. So a lot of times people undervalue this, but you are able to write a solution after a discussion less than 10 minutes, which is very good, because many people are vocal enough to explain the solution, but whenever they have to type it, they start imagining where to put what, and they will not be able to type so quickly. Okay, so these are all very positive points, Vijay, which I think because of your tremendous practice of 1300 plus problems you might have acquired it. One main thing that I suggest you to improve, or audience whoever in your particular level, communication, Vijay. Okay, why I say is, especially since you are from IIT, probably you would be targeting quite premium companies, let's say Google, Amazon, etc. Simply I'm saying, or you may not be, I'm just giving an example. So what happens is, there's always, you may not get an interviewer from our time zone, Indian time zone, correct? So we may get some interviewer from US or some foreign interviewers as well. So in such scenarios, what happens is they would expect little bit of a more clear communication. You really know the answer, Vijay. But sometimes, like I also struggle bit understanding. Then finally, I was able to understand the entire graph approach. But they will have even less limited time. As you know, Google 45 minutes you have to solve two problems. Correct? Medium, sometimes one hard, or sometimes a medium and another medium also. So you have to communicate it so clearly that they understand the things. Correct? So rather the solution, the way you articulate matters a lot. First, if your articulation is good, they know what you're explaining. Then they wouldn't ask a lot of questions when you're writing. Correct? Because they already know what you have said. Otherwise, they have to go through each line by line and ask questions to you for understand the solution. Okay, these are my honest feedback, Vijay. If you have any questions, feel free to ask me.
Yeah, thank you for the feedback, first of all.
Yeah. You have any other questions?
Uh, yeah, I don't have any other questions.
Good, good.
Thanks for the feedback.
Okay, nice talking to you, Vijay. Okay,
Yeah.
thank you. So, audience, whoever have watched the video, in case if you solve the problem, please paste the link of the solution that you have done. Whatever Vijay has done, I'll take the link and I'll paste it so that you can refer to his solution. If you have solved, you'll paste the link. Vijay also will review. I'll also review and we'll let you know in case the solution is good or there can be further optimizations possible. Thank you all for watching. Catch you next video.